Hello guys, welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. So I am going to share with you this message that I received. The message reads like this. Hello my brother, can you please post for me as anonymous? The reason why my sister had to break up with her husband, it is because of me. I destroyed my sister's marriage. I am a woman who is aged 37. Me and my sister, we grew up here. We moved from Africa whilst we were still young. Our parents had only 2 kids, me and my sister. Growing up, there was too much competition. Actually, my father was the one who encouraged the competition, saying that competition is healthy. And that is the reason why there was always too much tension between me and my sister. And my sister, in everything that she did, it was as if she had a blessing upon her, because she excelled in each and everything that she did. Whatever she will touch will just turn into gold. But as for me, it was as if I had bad luck. There is nothing that I could do that could succeed. From the day that my sister introduced me to this boyfriend of hers, later to be her husband, I never approved of her relationship because the guy was so good looking. I would try all that I could to make eye contact with him. He would not respond. He'll just look the other way, and it made me to love him more, because that is the kind of a man that I needed. A man who plays hard to get. Many nights I'll be in bed just looking at his pictures, and I'll be touching my body, and whenever I'll do this, I would feel so much pleasure like I had never felt in my life. And I felt so jealousy because of their lifestyle. There was a day when we were doing a video chat. It was late at night. It was me and my sister was with her husband in bed, and I saw that these guys, they were naked. I felt so jealousy. After that video chat, I hatched a plan to destroy her marriage. I tried so many times to seduce her husband, but he was tough. But in the end, he had to give in. Then we made love. The first day that we made love, my sister was busy cooking, and we were at the backyard. We just made love whilst we were standing. Then the second time, the third time, and so many times that I can't even count. We were now so addicted to each other. So many nights you would pretend as if he's watering the lawn. Then I'll drive towards my sister's place. Then I'll park the car somewhere. Then I will go there on foot. Then I'll just go at the backyard. Me and my sister's husband, then we'll make love. It felt so good. I had never felt so good in my life. Then he will go back inside the house. Then I'll go back to my apartment. Some days I'll go to his workplace as if I am bringing him in lunch, and we'll just make love in his office. Deliberately, each and every time that we'll make love, I would always whisper in his ears things like, please give me a child. I am ready to carry a child for you. I want a baby with you. So he will tell me things like, we cannot have a child together because I am married to your sister. Only if I was not married to your sister, we would have a baby together. The way that I treated him good is that whenever he was on top of me, he would agree to anything that I'll be telling him. But after some few minutes, after he had finished, he would say, no, what you are saying is impossible. I cannot be divorced to your sister because I love her. So I had to make another plan. There was this other friend of mine. We were staying with her. Then she relocated back to Africa. So I spoke with her. I told her, you know what, my sister, I want this man, but this man is still married to my sister. What can I do about it? Then she told me that your sister is going to be the easiest target because she is your blood and you can easily penetrate her mind. I was confused. So I asked her, what do you mean when you say that my sister is my blood and she is the easiest target? Growing up, I was someone who was never exposed to this thing of spiritualist and ritualist, and every time when I will try to connect the dots, it didn't make sense, because my friend kept on telling me that we are going to use your sister so as to separate her from her own husband. Then that husband, after the separation is complete, is going to run straight into your arms. It was so confusing, but the more that she explained the whole whole process, I then understood that we were going to use these spiritual methods. The money that was needed, it was quite a large sum of money, but because I trusted my friend and she promised me that wherever that she was going to seek help on my behalf, the person who was going to do these rituals had told my friend that if he was not going to succeed in breaking up my sister's marriage, he was going to give me a full refund and even some money on top. I didn't believe that hogwash story. I just said, no, that is Africa for you. Once they get hold of your money, they are not going to return it. So I spoke with the spiritualist via the phone. He sounded like a normal guy. As we were having that conference call, because my friend was also on the other end of the line, she was used to this thing of speaking with this spiritualist, because some of them, they speak in riddles, and most of the things that he was telling me I couldn't even understand. In the end, I was told that that night when I go to bed, I was not supposed to take a bath, I was not supposed to wear any clothes or anything on me, and I should just get into bed in my baby suit, and that is what I did. So I started to dream. In this dream, I saw a very old African man. Then he undressed himself and he started to have intercourse with me. After he had finished having intercourse with me, even though I was dreaming, but I was actually acting up as if I had a man on top of me, because when I woke up the next day, I had semen all over my tummy, semen all over my thighs, as if I had real intercourse with a real man. But all of this happened in my dreams. After he had finished having intercourse with me, he started to look for something. I asked him, what are you looking for? Can't you see that this is my room? Then he spoke with me, but the language that he used, I couldn't understand it. And he was like, oh, you cannot understand me. So I was shocked that this man, the way that he spoke with me, it was not a conversation that you and I can have on any given day, but I could hear him talking to me and he was inside my head. And also I felt that at the same time I was also speaking with him. I was inside his head. So he told me that he was looking for a picture. I asked him, what kind of a picture are you looking for? Then he told me that somewhere in this room there was a picture that belonged to my sister's husband. So I reached for my phone, then I scrolled and I showed him the picture that belonged to my sister's husband, and he nodded his hand and he told me that not that kind of a picture, I need a physical picture. When the morning came, I had to run around town looking for a printing shop, and when I found one, I asked them to make a print out of the picture that I had shown them. Then they made that print out. I returned home later that evening. That old man came and he started to make love to me. It was quite horrible. I can't even talk about the smell. That old man smelled like sewage. But we did everything. Then after he had finished making love to me, he left his semen all over my body. Then he started to search around my room. I said, here we go again. I said, old man, what are you looking for? Then he turned around. Then he started to speak this strange language that he had used the previous night. And I said, I cannot understand you. That same moment, he was inside my head telling me that he was looking for a physical picture. I just pointed at the place where I had placed that picture. He took that picture, then he vanished. A few days later, I received a call from that spiritualist in Africa. I said, this guy must be loaded, but how could he not be loaded? Because I had given him a lot of money. We spoke over the phone, I think for something like 10 minutes or so. Then he told me that he had received the picture. I was quite stunned for a little bit, but then I regained my composure. He then told me that since he had received the picture, he had started with this ritual, and once the ritual had been started, it could not be stopped until it has been completed. So there was only one missing ingredient for the ritual to be completed. Thinking that this guy was trying to scam me of my money, I was quite irritated at him. I told him that, you know what, I have given you so much money. If there is any missing ingredient that is missing, just buy it there and do everything that you promised me that you're going to do. All that I want from you is the results, or just refund me my money. So now it was a shouting match between me and this ritualist until I told him that he had to add my friend on this call. Then we had the conference call again. It was only my friend who made me to realize that what this ritualist needed was a physical thing that I was supposed to take from my sister. In this case, it was my sister's underwear. I had to steal my sister's underwear, and I went over to their house. Then I stole one of her dirty underwear. So I bought a few clothes for my friends. Then I packaged those clothes and that dirty underwear that belonged to my sister. Then I sent them to Africa. My friend collected them. Then that ritualist confirmed that he had just received my sister's dirty underwear, and he told me that he was about to complete that ritual that he was going to perform so that I can steal my sister's husband. He told me that that night when he was supposed to complete that ritual again, I had to sleep without bathing, without wearing any clothes. I did that. But when I was sleeping, I woke up and I saw that that old man came into the room, but he was no longer old. He was fresh and young looking. But now it was as if I was no longer dreaming. And as that man approached me, I saw that he looked exactly like my sister's husband. Then we made love. We made love until we were both tired. After we had finished making love, that man suddenly just disappeared, and I saw that on my phone I had a lot of missed calls. At first it was my sister who was trying to call me. Then I saw that the other missed calls were straight from my sister's husband. I called them. My sister was not picking up. Then my sister's husband picked up. I asked him what had happened. Why are you calling me? Why so many missed calls? He then started to cry, and he said that I just woke up and your sister was holding a knife. She was trying to stab me. In fact, she stabbed me because I blocked her. She tried to kill me. She has been arrested. Right now I am in hospital. Please, can you rush over? You are the only one who can calm me down right now. So I rushed over to the hospital. Then he explained it to me, everything as it had happened. He told me that he just woke up and he saw that his wife, my sister, was holding a butcher's knife, and she was shouting at him as if he was an intruder, and he was threatening him that if he doesn't get out of her bedroom, she was going to stab him to death. He told me that my sister then jumped on the bed. Then she tried to stab him. She was aiming for his neck, but luckily enough she missed. Then she stabbed the pillow. He told me that the knife went straight into the pillow. That is when he rose up trying to run away, but my sister chased him as if she was possessed. So he ran out of the house. Then he found out that outside the police were already there, and they said that they had been called by his neighbors because the neighbors had heard the screaming and the shouting. My sister was then arrested for attempted murder. Our wedding day, me and my sister's husband, is fast approaching. That is why I thought that maybe if I confess, God will forgive me, because I don't want anything bad to happen at my wedding, because this is going to be the wedding of my dreams. Hey guys, that was a message that I received from our dear sister. She used a ghost account